Hello, everyone, and welcome to Las Vegas Speaks, a show that features Las Vegas's movers and shakers. And my guest for today is Doug Davis with the Black Information Network. Welcome to the show, Doug.
Hey, thank you. It's a pleasure. I can't wait to get into the conversation.
Tell me what the Black Information Network is all about.
The Black Information Network is an audio source of information and news catered to the black community. Actually, it's the first of its kind ever. And so we are dedicated to providing news from an urban black perspective 24/7.
Well, that's really interesting. What makes your network unique amongst all the other networks? I know you said it's the only 24/7 network that specifically caters to the black community. Is there anything else that really makes you stand out amongst other networks?
Well, you know, I mean, actually, we are the first audio broadcast source giving you 24/7 news. So that in itself is pretty unique. We don't really have any competitors out there like us. But the uniqueness is, you know, going to the network and hearing black people talk about black news from our perspective. You know, we all love to watch the other channels and stuff, but sometimes we feel like we want to be talked to by our community, and that's what this network does. It provides that opportunity for people.
And this is a relatively new endeavor.
It is.
You have a big background, I know, in broadcasting. Will you share with us about that?
Well, the network itself began last year, June 30th, right in the middle of COVID, right? And so, you know, it's like, well, how can you put that together? How can you put a 24-hour news source during, you know, the biggest pandemic in this contemporary lifetime that we have? And so, how do you do it? Through technology. And it's a blessing, again, for me to be a part of it. But yes, we've been in existence going on a year. The mechanics of putting it together is so unique, it would take probably the whole show to explain it to you. But myself personally, I've been a media, radio, television talent for about 30 years, ever since college. Went to a HBCU, Central State University, a little plug there. But from there, I started in television. And then I worked my way over to urban radio or black radio and dedicated most of my career to that, though I've done some television stints in and out. And so now I'm making my way back over to the journalism side of my talent. And I praise God for being able to do a lot of different things. And so it's a great opportunity, man, for me to just really get into the importance of information, communication to our community. So that's what I enjoy most, yeah.
And usually when people start up a business, there's a niche that they feel needs to be fulfilled. When you were getting this network started, how did you discover that there was a lack of representation in this particular niche, and then develop the motivation to actually create a network to serve that niche?
Absolutely. Of course, I didn't start the network itself. It was started by our CEO, but it really was morphed from just a progression of how life is today. You know, if you recall, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, you started to see a lot of different black urban websites, news websites, like The Root is one of them, right? Even Huffington Post even had its own little black section. And so it's just a progression. It's just the way the world is going right now. And so our CEO of iHeart was smart enough to feel that and said, hey, we've got to put a network on ASAP. And so when the George Floyd incident came about, he said, it's time to move even quicker to make this happen. And so the guys got together and they put the network on and hired me, you know, to come in and anchor and research and report and do news. And so most of the staff were very encouraged about what we do. There's a little bit more purpose behind it because it is a black formatted, audio source. And I say that because we not only stream, but we're also in multiple cities all across the country, from New York to Miami, to San Francisco, to Chicago. We're everywhere. So.
And how are you able to establish a relationship with a big network like iHeart? I would imagine that's been great for the credibility of the network.
It really has. I mean, technically we are a part of iHeart, but we're sort of not too. We're sort of independent from the rest of the iHeart radio station. So we have our own kind of VPs. We have our own kind of niche section within the company that kind of can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? So we are a special, unique group within the iHeart brand.
Where can people go to find out more about your network?
Oh, too easy. First off, you can go to iHeart, the app, download the app, and then, tell Siri to hit the Black Information Network, and it'll all pull up, or just Google it, Black Information Network. We like to call ourselves on short the BIN. And just look at that and, tune into to your markets, whatever market you're in right now, listening or watching, see if we're on your dial. And if not, you can always stream us 24/7.
Creating niches within media is a powerful thing that is being done on so many levels now, and it's wonderful to hear that we have the Black Information Network to fulfill the specific needs of African Americans.
There's more to come, so don't go away. We'll be back with more of Las Vegas Speaks.
When it comes to selling your home, there are many things that can go wrong. That's why in today's changing real estate market, you need an expert, now more than ever, to help you avoid the pitfalls and get the top dollar for your home. Sherry Struthers is your local expert. On a daily basis, Sherry talks to people just like you that are thinking about selling their home. Sherry makes the process go smoothly. Give Sherry a call today at 702-812-3273 and let her make your real estate dreams come true.
Don't let impaired credit prevent you from achieving your goal of home ownership. Genrise, the leader in credit education, provides an online credit masterclass. The class demystifies the complex areas of credit by providing a comprehensive view of consumer credit, credit bureaus, and credit scores. Genrise provides simple tools to help improve your credit scores. To sign up for the online credit class, go to www.genrise.com. It's golf time again. Time for the second annual Black Business Chamber Golf Tournament and Fundraiser at the fabulous Las Vegas Golf Club. Last year's event was fantastic. This year's will be even better. So dust off those clubs and gather your foursome. Register now for the second annual Black Business Chamber Golf Tournament and Fundraiser at the Las Vegas Golf Club. Don't wait. Tickets on sale now at www.blackbusinesschamber.com.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Speaks. I am your host, Guy Dawson, and I am here with Doug Davis with the Black Information Network. We are in some challenging times. We've just been experiencing the COVID pandemic, and how is your network acting as a facilitator of getting information out to the African American community?
That's a great question, and I have a great answer for you. So you can not only stream the Black Information Network 24/7 across the world, but we're also in major markets all across the country. So for instance, I do a lot of reporting for the Philadelphia market. And so when COVID started to really hit by about the summertime, we learned about an organization called the Philly Black COVID-19 Consortium. And what that is a group of black doctors in Philadelphia that wanted to spread equity when it came to testing. And so they started reaching out to urban communities in Philadelphia and literally going door to door and going to different churches, setting up testing sites. Because at that time, we weren't getting tested very much, black folks, right? And in Philadelphia, the numbers were horrible. And so their outreach and connecting with black churches and community centers that black people trust in, that changed the whole game. And we were right there at the cusp of that, reporting that information as it was happening in real time. So later in the year, when the vaccination issue popped up and we were seeing a lot of equity issues, the Philly COVID-19 Consortium came again, and they connected with the city and state and started vaccinating African Americans in churches and community centers and areas where we feel comfortable, right? And you know how we do. We always like a party. So we brought out the DJ, all this kind of stuff to make black folks feel comfortable. And that helped change the mindset of how Philadelphians, black Philadelphians, felt about the vaccine. And so she was so successful that a lot of state, even federal municipalities started to adopt her policies. And so now when you hear about equity, from a federal level or even sometimes from a state level, and you hear about black churches and how they are some site locations for people to get vaccinated for black folks, that actually came from Philadelphia, but we were the ones who reported the information first. And when we got a word back from the consortium, and they were very pleased with what we were doing. And the community was speaking back to us. They were calling the radio station in Philly and calling our corporate office and saying, hey, thank you. Because of you guys, we learned about the Philly Black COVID-19 Consortium, and we were able to feel comfortable about getting the vaccine. So that's just one small example of the power of media and, you know, our laser sharp focus into communicating to this demo.
And what is the kind of feedback that you've been getting from the African American community now that you're offering this very targeted source of information
Man,
for them?
people are so excited about the network. I mean, I haven't heard one bad report from anyone, whether it be family members or friends or just people that, you know, I talk to on social media. You know, my social media pages have jumped up, you know, a lot with more participation, and people are feeding me stories now. So I'll go on my Facebook fan page and, you know, I'll see 3 or 4 different people that have texted me information and said, hey, this is happening here in Texas. Oh, this is happening here in Northern California. Hey, down here in, you know, so that's the kind of synergy that we like. And it lets us know that we're doing our job right. And people are listening and they're responding in a positive way.
Yes, feedback matters so much. Actually, the connection that you're making with the community, you're hearing about how it is making an impact on people's lives, and I think that that's really a significant thing when you're trying to build a media network.
It is, because, I mean, I feel you have to have purpose behind what you do. You know, it can't always be about paying the bills or trying to get rich. Life is about purpose. And so I know for me, I take a lot of pride in what I do every day, not because of my job responsibility, because it's a purpose in my life. You know, God has given me this position in order to be truthful about facts and information. And I take that with a lot of pride. And so that's what helps propel me to be the best I can be.
Yes, propelling our community to be the very best that it could be. That's what the Black Information Network is doing. The power of media, never underestimated.
There's more to come, so don't go away. We'll be back with more of Las Vegas Speaks. Don't let impaired credit prevent you from achieving your goal of home ownership. Genrise, the leader in credit education, provides an online credit masterclass. The class demystifies the complex areas of credit by providing a comprehensive view of consumer credit, credit bureaus, and credit scores. Genrise provides simple tools to help improve your credit scores. To sign up for the online credit class, go to www.genrise.com.
You are watching Las Vegas Speaks. My name is Guy Dawson, and I am your host, and I am here with Jerome Williams, former NBA basketball star. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Guy. Appreciate you having me.
You had a long career in the NBA. Tell me, what got it all started? When did you decide that you wanted to be an NBA basketball player?
Oh, man, you know, growing up in the Washington, D.C., Maryland area, playing on the playgrounds, watching my dad. My brother and I, my older brother Johnny, we used to go to the playgrounds and all we wanted to do was play. So my dad would be out there playing basketball sometimes 7, 8, 9 hours. And we'd just be like, wow, this is a long time. But after a while, as we grew older, we wanted to play too. And he let us, you know, make sure that when he got picked up on teams, we get picked up too. So I owe that to my dad.
And of course, you played at Georgetown University and ultimately in the NBA. Which teams did you play for in the NBA?
Wow. After Georgetown University graduating, played with the Detroit Pistons. Then I played for Toronto Raptors, Chicago Bulls, and finally New York Knicks.
Yeah, Junkyard Dog. Where'd you get the...
Yeah, no major cities, just...
Where did the name Junkyard Dog come from?
Well, funny story, just, you know, when I was at Georgetown University, Coach, late great John Thompson, taught us a lot of things, and most of it had to do with the business of basketball, learning, you know, how to conduct yourselves and things of that nature. And so when I was drafted to the Pistons, I took all that and had it in my notebook and just did everything from showing up early to staying late after practice and really trying to ingrain myself with the team and the organization. And they appreciated so much, and some of the veterans on the team saw my hard work, Rick Mahorn and Grant Long, and they actually gave me my nickname, the Junkyard Dog. And then true to form, you know, I took my education and turned that into a mascot, and was the first NBA player with his own mascot, and that's where I got my nickname, Junkyard Dog, and the Dog Pound was born.
Yeah, the Dog Pound. I remember hearing those were the days in the NBA.
Yes, those were the days.
And so now your career is over and you are starting to embark on entrepreneurial endeavors, specifically the Vegas Ballers. Tell me about your NBA or your semi-pro team that you're an owner of. Or there's a story behind that, so please explain that.
There's a story behind it. You know, growing up with kids, my two daughters are playing volleyball. My son, he plays basketball. And, and basically I had a conversation with him. He's 11 years old. His name is Jeremiah. His nickname is the Dog Williams. And he asked me, he wanted to be a professional basketball player when he grows up. And I said, would you rather own a team or play on a team? And he said, I'd rather play on the team. So I had to explain to him, hey, son, you know, if you're the owner of the team, you actually can choose the players. So he said, oh, you know what? I want to own the team. So rather than just taking that one moment, I figured I'd have a talk with my CEO, which is my wife, Nicolette, and we came to the conclusion it's time to purchase a team for our son. And the Vegas Ballers were available from the TBL, new league that's been started about 3 years ago. Evelyn and David Magley are the CEOs, minority owned, and I wanted to be a part of that. So we bought two teams, one here in Las Vegas and one back in my hometown, Washington, D.C., to actually teach our son and daughters how to, conduct business around professional sports. And it's a great opportunity, especially in the Las Vegas Valley, given the diversity, equity, and inclusion that goes on in the city. It allows other businesses to be involved in professional basketball.
After having had a career in the NBA and now being on the other side by being an owner of several teams, what experiences from playing in the NBA are impacting your ability to be able to run these two teams now?
Well, the good thing is I did take a course in general managing professional sports. And, it goes from scouting to sponsorships. I took a lot of the things I learned from the NBA. I was an intern. I worked for the New York Knicks front office as well as Toronto Raptors front office. And I took a lot of my knowledge from them in reference to owning a team. It's all about community. You know, you have to have your players involved in the community. Our staff, more than half, probably about 75% are UNLV, either students or graduates. We have an internship program that allows students to embark on sports management. And I think that that's part of the things that I learned about my career with the various teams that I played for, is how the community is going to be your fuel to any business that you run.
And of course, Las Vegas is becoming a sports hub. All of a sudden, we've got all these professional teams here, and
Yes.
I would imagine that the things that you're doing with the Vegas Ballers just fits into this new sports-oriented town that we have.
Absolutely, and the business of basketball is also important, and kids and youth of today, they want to be involved in basketball, so we have a youth program called the Vegas Ballers, and that's why I'm here promoting it today. I wanted to be wearing a nice suit like yourself and look professional, but I had to show that the kids in the community that we have professional athletes out here who are actually still teaching the game of basketball. Our website is vegasballers.com, where kids and parents can see not only our professional team, but actually how to be involved in our youth programs as well. So that's what it's about. It's about getting kids active. It's about being active in the community and having a good time playing.
You are watching Las Vegas Speaks with Guy Dawson. We will be back in just a few minutes.
There's more to come, so don't go away. We'll be back with more of Las Vegas Speaks. When you think about your image or your brand, it means everything. So when you think about world-class public relations, think about classy communications, helping you improve your visibility in the marketplace.
When it comes to selling your home, there are many things that can go wrong. That's why in today's changing real estate market, you need an expert, now more than ever, to help you avoid the pitfalls and get the top dollar for your home. Sherry Struthers is your local expert. On a daily basis, Sherry talks to people just like you that are thinking about selling their home. Sherry makes the process go smoothly. Give Sherry a call today at 702-812-3273 and let her make your real estate dreams come true.
Founded nearly a decade ago, the Black Business Chamber is still the Valley's voice for the Black business community, bringing business and innovation together. Come learn with us. Come grow with us. We're the next generation of Black entrepreneurs in the city of Las Vegas. We're the Black Business Chamber.
Thank you for tuning into Las Vegas Speaks. I am your host, Guy Dawson. I am here with former NBA star Jerome Williams, who now owns an NBA or a semi-pro team here in Las Vegas called the Vegas Ballers. Tell me about running the team itself.
Yeah, we have a great structure set up. Our head coach is none other than James Hollywood Robinson, played in the NBA. We also have associate head coach Keith Starr, who coached alongside Tark over here at UNLV and also played in the NBA with the Chicago Bulls. Our front office includes some former overseas players. Wayne Rhymes is our general manager. I'm the president of the team. And we have some local players as well. So Roscoe Smith played for UNLV. He's one of our players here. We have Tony Goodwin played at Findlay Prep. Aziz Leaks also, who played locally in town, as well as Leon played at Valley High School. So we have a good group of talent that's homegrown, as well as others from outside the city.
And of course you have an organization that you're a part of, a larger organization. How does your affiliation with that organization enable you to run Vegas Ballers?
Well, yeah, I'm glad you asked. So basically, my wife and I, we're the majority owners of the team, but our minority partner is Alumni Pros Global Sports. And what they do is they partner with organizations like mine to enhance name, image, and likeness of not only athletes, but all sectors in sports. So I'm glad that they chose us to be a part of their conglomerate. They have Legends in Technology, which is a group of not only retired NBA players, but also some NFL that are coming together to bring technology to the community with wearable bands and POS systems. Then also we have partnerships with people like the Ball Dogs, local media conglomerate, really going out in the community and showcasing the next talent in the basketball sector. And in the media space, Players TV. Players TV is owned by likes of like Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade, to name a few. And that's another Alumni Pros Global Sports partner. And for the next up-and-coming athlete in college and trying to navigate the road of taking in revenue for their name, image, and likeness, a company called Playbooked, where they can use their social media to not only gain access to revenue, but sponsor dollars. And, it's a great time right now for athletes, and we're on the education side. So we want to make sure at Alumni Pros Global Sports that kids and parents are educated about what we call their IP, and their IP score is known to them through their NIL, name, image, and likeness.
And you mentioned education. I know that you attended Georgetown University and you graduated from Georgetown University, and education, knowing a little bit about your background has been an important thing in your family. Would you speak to that and how that's serving you in your life now?
Yes, it's something that my mom and dad, Johnny and Sequette Williams, really instilled in me and my brothers growing up. And, you know, it's something for African Americans, you know, especially minority men, to really home in on, because education is something that you're going to need to navigate not only life, but it could actually save your life in a lot of the instances that we've seen with George Floyd and some of the others who have lost their lives at the hands of, you know, just people who don't necessarily take into account that just because we don't look like them, that our lives aren't valued. And I think that education plays a key role into our education and thought process as to when dealing with people of the opposite race. And I can say that, you know, in my life, I definitely was kept out of harm's way because I was, you know, doing my homework or, you know, participating in school and structures of education.
And you had mentioned before being a part of this organization where you're owning your own team kind of feeds into something that we're hearing a lot about now, and that's African American people owning sports franchises. Would you speak to that and its significance for you?
Yes, you know, the fact that name, image, and likeness has been going on for a while in the Black community, where a lot of these institutions, from the NCAA to the music industry, really come into these communities and take the talent out. And what happens when they take that talent out is that they present them with opportunities financially that are not, you know, known to the family as far as from generational standpoint, and they're given this money. Then after we get the money, we have to learn how to, you know, take care of it, how to reinvest it. And the problem with that is once we are no longer able to play, run, dunk, you know, use our skill and talent in a way that's going to generate revenue for the person that came and got us, then we're pretty much moved out of the scene. And that's where, as you know, as a young person like myself, I try to keep it going so I can teach the next generation how to not only invest in their own wealth and in their name, image, and likeness talent, but how to, you know, pass it along to the next generation. Because that's the key. The next generation has to be better than we are.
Well, thank you, Jerome, for stopping by Las Vegas Speaks, and we appreciate all of you for tuning into Las Vegas Speaks. Stay tuned for more interviews with the movers and shakers in the Las Vegas area.